What's up, everyone? It's Cannan, back here with a bit of a news video. We're going to be covering some RWBY stuff. We're going to be covering some video game stuff. And I asked Jess if she wanted to be in this with me, and she's got a lot to do. She's got orders, plus she's getting her dress ready for Sunday, because if you watched my Mario Kart Let's Play, there may not be any videos this weekend because me and Jess have got to go to my niece's wedding. But don't worry, it's going to be completely safe. It's outside, safety precautions and all that will be taken. So, as you can see, there's been a bit of a bustle going on. Now, this info dropped, I think last week. I originally wasn't going to do a video on it because there's just not enough information to warrant a full video. It would have been, maybe a few minutes long at that. And that is the fact that we are getting a third RWBY novel from E.C. Myers. Now, I'm sure all of you know that the first two books were After the Fall and Before the Dawn, which dealt with Team Coffee in the first book and also Team Coffee and Team Sun in the second book. And I'm guessing, I always thought maybe the novels would just cover Vacuo stuff until we actually went to Vacuo, because I think Team RWBY will not get there until Volume 10. I think Volume 9 will be mostly spent inside that new world they're in, and then they'll finally break out at the end and they'll be in Vacuo. That's my prediction at this point. But this novel is going to apparently cover Roman and Neo. It's going to be called Roman Holiday. It is up for pre-order. It says it will release on September 7th, 2021. There's not really much of anything else to be said. It's just that, don't miss this exclusive original story straight from award-winning author E.C. Myers and RWBY's head writers, Carrie Shawcross and Miles Luna. But thing is, the cover says Carrie Shawcross and Eddie Rivas. So, someone at Amazon needs to fix that. Hello. Yeah. Okay, so we know September 7th, 2021, 320 pages. So here's the thing, though. I bet you anything this was not meant to be shown until RTX. I think this leaked faster than they want. And that's that sucks, because it seems like these companies, whether it's Rooster Teeth or a video game developer, someone who want to keep something under wraps until an event or something to announce this stuff, these online retailers like Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, they just go ahead and place it up because I'm guessing they're greedy for pre-orders. I don't know. But yeah, a little bit of a not cool move on Amazon going ahead and leaking this and all that. But it's also funny they say that it's from Carrie and Miles when the front cover says Carrie and Eddie. So, But this front cover is interesting. So I'm guessing this is going to be the story of how Roman and Neo met. We don't know much about their background and how they met and all that. We know a little bit from the song One Thing from Volume 6. But this is going to be interesting because this house that they are in, Neo sitting in this big old luxurious looking chair, almost like a throne. Many are wondering if this is Neo's family home, because you see this portrait right here. This little girl, I'm wondering if that is supposed to be Neo and this is her parents, because a lot of people have theorized that Neo came from wealth. She used to have a wealthy family that something happened to, maybe, and that's how she ended up on the streets, and that's how Roman found her. Or maybe she accidentally killed, I don't know. If she killed her parents, that's going to be whoa, a lot of stuff. But who knows? She might not meant to, or maybe she did. I don't know. It's going to be fun to see Roman come back, because he has always been a big fan favorite for many people in the fandom. So, yeah. Sadly, there's not much else that I can really say about this, but, just besides going into theories, is this picture like a sign that, Roman helped Neo get her? Well, like where's this cover going? Is it just is it not really relevant to the plot? It's just giving us some insight, like, maybe Neo's background and them meeting each other. Who knows? But it really does look that Neo may have come from a wealthy family. And did Roman rob for them at one point, and that's how she first met it? Or, like, I don't know, something happened to the family. Neo was still, I don't know. Like, there's so many ideas going in my head, but some of it contradicts what we know. So we'll just have to wait until September when the book comes out. But yeah, very unfortunate that it got leaked this soon, but sadly, that's the world we live in. That's the internet age at this point. Also, I want to take this time to remind everybody that the RWBY official manga anthology, Volume 5, Shine, comes out this month, July 20th, 2021. You can still pre-order it. This is pretty much Team Juniper's own book. I think a lot of people were hoping that Jean would get his own book, Nora, Ren, Pyrrha, like how Team RWBY did, but it looks like they're just going to be all in one book. It says here, Team Juniper stars in this short story collection based on Ruther Teeth's hit animation series. The world of Remnant is filled with horrific monsters bent on the destruction of humanity. Fortunately, the kingdoms of the world have risen to combat these forces by training powerful huntsmen and huntresses at academies around the planet. Ruby Rose, Wai Shani, Blake Belladonna, and Yang Xiaolong are 4 such huntresses in training. New short stories featuring Team Juniper. Team RWBY is not the only group of hunters and huntresses in the world of Remnant. Get to know Jean Arc, Nora Valkyrie, Pyrrha Nikos, and Lai Ren, one of the strongest and most fun teams of grim hunters in the series RWBY. In the hit series RWBY. From a team of exciting new manga artists comes the 5th volume in a series of short story collections, this time showcasing Team Juniper. And here's the front cover. It is very nicely done. Look how awesome everyone looks. There's Nora, cute Nora. Ren, serious as always. Oh, precious Pyrrha. I still miss her. And everybody's favorite, good boy, Jean Arc. You got the back here, which pretty much says the same thing. And you've got this little cute artwork of Nora. Let's see what the back, based on the animation from Rooster Teeth created by Monty Ohm. Oh man, it's a message from Neith. Oh, brother, I write to you now to share with you that the Juniper Manga Anthology is finally here. The RWBY Manga Anthology was so well made that your fans kept asking for more. This time, though, your fans were clamoring for Juniper, your team. It's been more than 5 years since your passing, but your work remains as loved as ever, Neith Oom. It still breaks my heart every time. So what is Roman saying this time? Because he always has a little message at the end of the books. You'd better say your prayers, huntsman and red huntress. And then Neo's got a little sign. For details, check RWBY Chibi Season 3, Episode 11. All right, so that's cute. So we got a nice touching message from Neith to Monty, and then we got Roman and Neo to have us go from being sentimental to making us laugh and making us smile. That is always great. RWBY always does that. At one moment they've got us crying, then in the very next moment they've got us smiling and laughing again. So yeah, that's as far as the book news goes. Now on to something a little bit more serious. So everyone has been asking, when is the Volume 8 soundtrack coming out? Because usually it's around the summertime when we get the soundtracks. And everybody looks forward to the soundtrack because, for one, Casey and Jeff are so amazing at making music. Casey's got an amazing voice. Jeff is a great musician and a good singer on his own merit. But the music of RWBY is always so magical. It makes us happy. It makes us cry. It's like it makes us want to dance. Like, say what you want about RWBY, but I think everyone still agrees that the music of RWBY is still as good as it's always been. And Casey posted this on June 29th. It's been about a day, and pretty much I don't want to read all of this because it is a personal thing, but it's pretty much like Casey opens with her own little opening, and then the rest of it is from Jeff, and pretty much a member of their immediate family is in serious is in a serious medical condition, and that is where their focus is right now. And Jeff goes on to say, please do not believe lies that we all know some people in the fandom will fabricate and spread. He says him and Casey are not fighting with Rooster Teeth. There's nothing like that going. He says he is working on the music, and he has not and will not abandon it, but he's not going to give it any kind of release date, not even going to say it could be out this time, it could be out here. No predictions, no guesses. And he says the truth about a release date will come from Casey and from Rooster Teeth and nowhere else. So pretty much the Volume 8 soundtrack will be out when it's out. Right now, Casey and Jeff are focusing on their family, and we as a fandom need to be supportive. We need to be patient. We need to be respectful. Don't go to her or Jeff or even Rooster Teeth and ask, where's the soundtrack? Don't do that. Just be patient, be respectful, keep Casey and Jeff in your thoughts and the rest of their family. The soundtrack can wait, okay? Your family is the most important part here. Do not get mad at them just because you're not getting your music, okay? They're people too. Let them have their time with their family. So that's where we are on the soundtrack. All I can say from as far as me and Jess goes is that Casey, Jeff, we love you guys. Your music has always been a driving force for RWBY, but your family's more important. Take care of that first. We'll still be here and still love you guys when the soundtrack comes out. So no rush whatsoever. So that's all I've got for RWBY news. So now we're going to move on to some video game news, because this is kind of a big deal. And the next story is kind of a personal big deal for me. All right. So a couple of days ago, around Tuesday, Sony Japan made a tweet confirming of the acquisition of House Marquee, a game, a developer that made Returnal. And if you guys have played that game, it's a pretty darn good game. It's hard, but it's a really good game. But at the same time, they accidentally released this image showing that they have also gained Bluepoint Games, and you've even got the Demon Souls artwork right next to the new image of the Returnal cover, and right next to Aloy. So at first a lot of people were like, hey, I'd take this with a grain of salt, but this is different because this was released by Sony of Japan themselves. They're the ones that accidentally leaked this, and then they quickly took it down. Now a lot of people are saying it's confirmed at this point, because Bluepoint and Sony have been kind of hand in hand for a long time. They've kind of been a little bit BFFs for a long time. And Bluepoint, yes, they're mostly known for making remakes or remasters, but I'm telling you guys, there is no studio that makes them at any kind of quality that Bluepoint does. They did Gravity Rush Remastered for the PS4, which was originally a PS Vita game. They did the Shadow of the Colossus remake, and of course they did the amazing Demon Souls remake for the PlayStation 5. And even though it said that it was technically, I do remember there was some talk about Demon Souls not exactly being always a PS5 exclusive, that maybe it'd go to PC. But this is exciting because whatever remake or remaster Bluepoint works on from now on, it'll only be on PlayStation 5 or a Sony system, whether it be beyond the PS5 or not. And this would just be a huge win for Sony, because Bluepoint, yes, like I said, they're remakes, but they're amazing, out of this world remakes. Trust me, if you ever play Demon Souls on the PS3 and then play on the PS5, it's like a whole different game. So let's read this story real fast. Geez, you wait weeks for Sony to do something and then it decides to drop, well, more like leak, several megatons out of the blue on a sunny Tuesday morning. Having already confirmed the acquisition of Returnal developer House Marquee, it would appear that the Japanese giant's immediate plans don't stop there. When the House Marquee news broke, PlayStation Japan somehow managed to upload the wrong image on Twitter. Instead of showing the House Marquee is now part of PlayStation Studios, the image highlights Bluepoint Games. The tweet was quickly deleted and replaced. This heavily suggests that another acquisition announcement is incoming, with remake specialist Bluepoint Games also being snapped up by Sony. And again, it's a buy that makes total sense. Bluepoint is the studio behind the fantastic Shadow of the Colossus and Demon Souls revivals. So there you have it. If this really is happening and it's not just some kind of insane mistake, then we'll probably get confirmation soon. We'll update this article when that occurs, or if we hear anything more about what's going on. So, like I said, is like, it was it a mistake? Yeah, more than likely. But the fact that Sony of Japan, like the ones that make all these decisions, already had like a picture ready of Bluepoint being bought. Yeah, it's happened. Just for some reason, they're being quiet about it. Maybe they're waiting until the next PlayStation event to announce it, and maybe Bluepoint's got something already ready to show for something new, because they are hiring and getting ready to work on a new project. So this is exciting. Like, you know, I played the Gravity Rush remaster. It was amazing. I played the Shadow of the Colossus remake. And of course, I've got the Demon Souls remake. Bluepoint is no joke. Like, yes, they may specialize in remakes and remasters, but boy, no studio does them like they do. Imagine if they made their own IP. I mean, I don't know if they ever have, but because Bluepoint first didn't come on my radar until Gravity Rush. But if these guys make their own current gen IP, it would be mind blowing. So definitely going to keep an eye open for this, because I really, really hope that this is legit. Well, I mean, it is legit, but you know what I mean. Like, I hope it gets 100% confirmed in the next coming days. So yes, very, 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 as a PlayStation fan, very hyped for this. Now, to the last bit of news. Okay, so rumors, ever since EA has said that they were soon going to be returning to an old series of theirs, the rumor mill has went crazy. And of course, Dead Space is at the top of that list. I do believe the EA Live has a date now, but I haven't looked it up. I've been kind of elsewhere today. But it's whatever they're working on, it's supposed to be shown off in that event, and you better believe I'll be watching. So pretty much the news is that the Dead Space reboot is actually a remake of the first Dead Space. Something's going on at EA Motive, and new reports claim it's a Dead Space revival. Now, of course, this is from Kotaku. They're not my favorite, but they're like, on something like this, I would hope they would write a pretty good article. So let's see. Star Wars Squadrons developer EA Motive is working on a reboot of the hit sci-fi survival horror series Dead Space, according to a new report by GamesBeat. Instead of making Dead Space 4, Electronic Arts is planning a reboot of the series with a full-fledged remake. GamesBeat writes this latest report corroborates two earlier ones by Eurogamer and Gamatsu, claiming some sort of Dead Space revival was in the works at the publisher, and that Star Wars Battlefront 2 co-production studio EA Motive would be leading it. When Squadrons released last year, the studio made clear it would not be updating the online multiplayer game in perpetuity under a live service model, and would instead be moving on to other projects that weren't Star Wars related. Dead Space 3 came out in 2013, and despite relatively positive reviews and seemingly strong sales, it reportedly did not sell enough to please EA executives. Yeah, because at that time, EA was just very hard to please with their sales projects. Instead of making Dead Space 4, development studio Visceral Games was put on other projects, including Battlefield Hardline. Then in 2017, EA shut the studio down altogether. A very dark day. It still makes me mad to this day. Hope for video game sequels springs eternal, however, and dreams of a Dead Space 4 never completely died. Over the years, former Visceral developers shared what their ideas and aspirations for a sequel were at the time, and even EA made claims that the series was never dead. Yeah, right, EA. Even so, many of Dead Space's previous developers have now scattered to the wind. Former executive producer Glenn Schofield is currently working on his own new sci-fi horror game, revealed at last year's Game Awards, called The Callisto Protocol. While it's unknown if any prior key staff will return to work on a new Dead Space, EA Motive has been making new hires, perhaps related. Last week, Axios reported that longtime Ubisoft veteran and Assassin's Creed Valhalla game director Eric Baptista joined the studio earlier this year to work on an unannounced project. So I'm going to click on this real quick. And so here's the thing, though. From what I've read, it's very, very possible that yes, this is true, because in other articles that Kotaku didn't point upon is that EA is making this remake based off what Capcom has done with its Resident Evil remake. So if this game is done with the up and up, and EA has kind of gotten more faith in single player games again because of how well Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order did, that, you know, I'm hopeful. I think this is definitely a possibility. I played a little bit of the first Dead Space on the channel back during October, during my Halloween Game-a-thon. Didn't finish it because I wanted to play other games, but I did finish Dead Space all the way back in the day on the PS3. It's one of the best horror games I've ever played. So, hoping this is true. I'll be paying attention to it. I'll be watching it. If it does happen, you guys better be prepared to see my reaction, because I will literally scream. Now this one, okay, so Dead Space was originally going to be my last one, but I forgot about this news, so I've got to touch upon this, and that is the news that Konami is entering a partnership with the Bloomberg team, which is developers of The Medium. The Medium is a horror game that's gotten really good reviews, and it's on its way to PS5, and I may play it because it looks really, really good. Bloomberg team is known for its horror games, so this could be a win for Konami. So this is pretty much this whole thing has opened up the Silent Hill rumor mill once again, because let's face it, like, ever since Kojima opened his own studio, people have been hoping that he would go back to somehow get back put back into Silent Hills, but people are clamoring for a new Silent Hill. But the thing is, we just don't know. Konami has not really been making games for years. They've been concentrating on pachinko machines, and I've kind of given up on there ever being a new Silent Hill. It's a dead IP at this point, and Konami aren't going to get rid of it unless they got bought, which I wish somebody would. There's been rumors that they've been in talk with Sony to make a new Silent Hill with Kojima attached to it. And there's also the conspiracy theory that that new game by that new developer that just came out of nowhere, Blue Box, their game Abandoned, how it's really Silent Hill, and how Kojima is somehow involved, and it's all one big marketing ploy and all that. Like, I may cover the story in Internet Mysteries, but yeah, I've watched videos on that, and it is a rabbit hole that just goes deeper and deeper, and it's still ongoing. So I may cover that in Internet Mysteries, but yeah, it's weird seeing Konami making these little rumblings all of a sudden, with this and the rumors of them talking with Sony and all that. And I don't know. Could could Bloomer Team be the ones that make a new Silent Hill? I don't know. I would love one. I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to have hope and it just be crushed. Because, like I said, Konami's not made a game in like forever, it seems like. The last true Silent Hill was Downpour, and it wasn't a bad game. It really wasn't, but it still wasn't people's cup of tea. If we could get a Silent Hill like the first 3 games, I would be happy. But we'll see. I don't want to hope, but here is hoping. So there you go, guys. This was a little bit of a new, like I said, a news video, some RWBY news, some video game news. You guys know that I'm all about that. I'm always talking about RWBY or video games. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, click that like button. Let me know what you think of all this. Like, are you excited for the RWBY novel for Neo and Roman? Are you excited for the Juniper book? For the people that watch that are into video games, do you think this whole Sony and Bluepoint is a definite thing? Do you think EA is going to release a remake of Dead Space? Do you think Konami's ever going to make a Silent Hill game again? And once again, guys, please keep Casey and Jeff in your thoughts. As always, this is Cannan. Me and Jess love you all very, very much. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.